everyone. Welcome to the level 4 class today. My name is Taher. I'm a therapist from PhysioFunction. Today's class we're going to do a little bit of 3 circuits today. So make sure you've got a drink. It's a hot day today, and also make sure you've got some dumbbells and a stick with you. Okay. So let's start with a little bit of warm up. Okay. I'm going to start the timer. Brilliant. So let's just start with some marching on the spots. Great, fantastic. I hope you've been enjoying the classes so far. Great. And this is a level 4 class today. So level 4 is for people who can walk inside the house and outside the house with a stick and also on even surfaces. When you do the exercises, you don't need any support of a chair or anything. So make sure if you are at that level, this will be, this is a class for you. But if you do need more support, then make sure you look into the level 3, or if you are better than this class, you can still do this, and maybe you can think about looking at level 5 as well, okay? Perfect. We're going to do a little bit of twist. Great. Perfect. So we're just going to do some twisting to the side, nice, and getting that back a little bit used to it. Good. Okay, so today, if you can hold a stick, it'll be great to hold the stick, but if you can't hold the stick, just make sure you hold your hands like that, okay? You're going to do some warm-up with that. So you hold a stick in your hand, and then just step forward and lift your stick up. And then as you step back, lift your stick back, okay? So step forward ahead of your standing leg, and then step back behind your standing leg, okay? So we're just going to do with your left leg for now. So just stepping forward, stick down, stepping back, okay? So really trying to take a nice and big step forward. Great. And again, if you can't hold a stick, make sure you do hold your hands that way, okay? But if you do have some grip, it'll be nice to work on holding something. You might want to hold a thicker stick, or if you've got a pipe, you might want to hold that, okay? Now we're going to swap legs. Great. We're just going to do same on the other leg, just stepping forward and back. Lovely. Just getting a little bit used to that stepping position, stepping forward and back, okay? Perfect. And then just back. Lovely. Make sure if you are watching this class today, make sure you do comment below and let us know where you're watching from. It'd be nice to see. Lately we've been getting less comments, so make sure you do comment how you're doing the exercises, how you're managing them. It just gives us good feedback, okay? Great. Lovely. So, stick forward, or you can hold your hands this way. We're just going to go sideways and a little bit of twist, okay? Great. Again, nice way to do some nice spinal rotation. Perfect. Great. Lovely. Keep going sideways. Perfect. Okay, now we're just going to do one more before we finish, is take a step cross sideways, and what you do is whichever side you're taking a step. So basically I'm stepping back and I'm twisting to one side, okay? Again, if you can't hold a stick, you can hold your hands and do this activity. Great. So just step back, but I'm still looking forward, okay? I'm just moving my hand and my legs in one direction. Great. Perfect. Keep going. It's a really nice way. If you want now, if you're managing this okay, you can do a little twist. Great. And stop there. Perfect. Okay. So the next exercise, we've got a circuit of 2 minutes and 1 minute exercises. Okay, so all the exercise we're going to do is 2 minutes, 1 minute, and we're going to repeat the circuit and then back to the next circuit. Okay, so I'll tell you how it works. But the first exercise we're going to do is 2 minutes of squats and lifting your arms up. Okay, so 2 minutes of squats and lifting your arms up. If you want, you're more than happy to hold a weight in your hand. So as you do the squats, you lift your hands up, okay? Just going to check the volume. Great, okay, sorry, the volume was a little bit low. I hope you can hear now. Okay, so I'm just going to resume that. We're going to do 2 minutes of squats and lifting the hands up, okay? So make sure when you do the squat, you are squatting backwards. Sometimes people do tend to squat forward, okay? So bringing your knees forward. So make sure it's not happening. You are bringing your hips back, okay? Great. And just down. Lovely. So just lift as much as you can. If you cannot hold dumbbells, you can just hold in the other hand and lift it up that way, okay? So again, the aim is to go backwards as much as you can. Great. And bring it down. Lovely. Keep going. Perfect. So, we've got another minute left. So keep going. This is for 2 minutes, okay? Perfect. Great. So keep going. 2 more minutes. What another thing you can do is, if you want, is whilst you do the squat, now you can start twisting to one side, start twisting to the other side, okay? Just a bit of variation sometimes helps. Great. Perfect. We've got half a minute left. Good. Lovely. After this, the next exercise is going to be for 1 minute. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to swap. So we're going to do squats for 1 minute, and we're going to do the next exercise for 2 minutes. So like that, we're going to do the whole circuit, and we're going to do such 3 circuits, okay? Great. Keep going. Perfect, okay. So, the next exercise we've got is, we're going to do some press-ups. So again, holding here, taking a nice step back, make sure you're in a nice slanting position, and we just do some press-ups, okay? Perfect. So I'm going to start the timer, and this is for 1 minute. So ready, steady, go. So press up. Good. Perfect. Make sure you don't lift your heels up. That way you can do a nice stretch for your calves as well while you do this. But if your calves are too tight, your heels might come off a little bit, okay? Great. And make sure your hips come forward as well, because sometimes some people, I've seen some of my patients doing that, but make sure you bring your hips forward as well as your chest forward, okay? Great. Perfect. Keep going. We've got 20 more seconds left. Nearly there. Great. Perfect. Just bringing the hips forward when you do this. If you've got something at high level, that will be much better as well. So it's, again, depending on you, what you've got nearby. And great. Okay, so this is a rest period of 45 seconds. And what we're going to do is, we're going to repeat the whole circuit again. So we're going to start with doing 1 minute of squats and lifting the weights, or you can even do squats and lifting the stick up, okay? Use this time to have a drink, or, you know, just sit down maybe if you want to. It's a hot day, so everyone behaves differently on a hot day, okay? So if it fatigues you, make sure you take some rest in between. And after that 1 minute, we'll do 2 minutes of press-ups, okay? So make sure you're ready for 2 minutes of press-up. So in 5 seconds, okay, we're going to start with squats and lifting your arms up. So ready, steady, go. Nice distance between the feet. Make sure your feet are not narrow. And go. 1. Brilliant. We're just going to do as many as we can in that minute. Okay? Now, some of you have been doing these exercises for, I think, probably over 12 weeks now. So what I would suggest is make sure you start counting how many times you can do in a minute or 2. That way you can keep a track of your progression. Some of my patients, when they started it, they could only do 7-8 squats in a minute because they were slow. But now they can do slightly more. So just keep an eye on that, how many you can do. And it will be nice if you can post at the bottom. Great. Perfect. Keep up. Brilliant, keep up. And we've got a couple more seconds. After this, you know what's coming, press ups. So make sure you hold something in front of you. You can bring your hands together or bring your hands wide. And let's just do 2 minutes of press ups. Great, nice activity again for your arms. Great. So some of you might have a very weak hand. If that's the case, then make sure you keep your hands in that position, and when you come up, make sure you straighten your elbow, okay? If you've got a family member, they can always help you around there to straighten up that elbow, okay? Because sometimes that really helps with your posture, and also it helps with your activity overall, okay? So make sure if you've got assistance or if you've got someone around you, make sure you do use that, okay? Great. Keep up. Perfect. Brilliant. Keep going up. Lovely. We've got just around a minute left. Great. Perfect. What another thing some of you might do is, which would be a good variation to do now, is you do a press up, come forward, lift your hands up, back down, up, back again, and do a press up, okay? So this might be a variation you can do in the last few seconds, okay? Good. Forward, up, and back again. Good. Down, up. Lovely. Keep going. Good. Good. We've got last few seconds left. Good. Great. Okay. So we've got this rest period now, 45 seconds. I'll show you what next two exercises we're going to do. So the first one you do is bringing your leg, one leg in front of the other. So either you can stand on a tightrope, or you can keep your one leg in front of the other, have some gap between them. You can use weights, okay? And what you do is you just do some bending down. So see, I'm bending my knees a little bit, and then I'm coming up, okay? When you come up, really nice and upright. So just down and come up, okay? Just down and come up. And thinking more about, let me show you from the side, more about keeping your back a little bit more straight if possible, okay? So that's the first exercise for 2 minutes. Ready, steady, go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that for a minute, and then we're going to swap sides, okay? So I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. Great. We've got 45 seconds left. So just do as many as you can, and but important thing is make sure when you do this, you are straightening up yourself, okay? So again, bending down, and when you come up, bottom forward, pushing forward, okay? Brilliant. Great. And come up. Lovely. Nice and straight. So down. If you don't have weights or you're struggling with the weights, you can always use a stick, okay? So after 13 seconds, we're going to change. We're going to change legs. Good. And down. One more, and then we swap sides. So now we swap sides. So I've brought my other leg forward, and see when I go down, I'm just bending a little bit enough. So if you bend too much, yeah, so just bend a little bit enough that you can still keep your back straight, okay? Great. Down, and gently come up. Good. And when you come up, you can even do is like bring your shoulder blades together. Great. Then come up. Lovely. Try again. Good. And some of you who can use the weights, you can hold the weights and do the same. Okay? If you can't hold two weights, you can always hold on to one and have one hand over the other. Great. Perfect. We've got a few seconds left before we go to the next exercise. And next exercise, you'll need weights for that. So make sure you're ready with that. Great. So just going to quickly pause it. And what we're going to do is you just bend your elbow and push up, okay? So if you can hold both weights, it'll be great. If you can't, you can always hold it this way and back, okay? So the important thing is bending your elbow to your chest here and then pushing up, okay? Great. So let's start it. We do that for a minute. So you go up and up. Great. So bend and up, bend again. And one of the other key is to keep your elbows tucked in, okay? Great. So elbows tucked in and down. Up. Great. And down. Fantastic. Down. Great. Bend again. Good. Up and down. Okay, brilliant. Keep going. Nice. We have just 12 seconds left, okay? Don't know if you can see the screen at the back. Brilliant. Good. Bend again. And stop there. Okay. So now we're going to repeat this circuit again, but this time we're going to do 1 minute of leg forward and bending down, and then 30 seconds we're going to swap each leg, okay? And other thing we're going to do is 2 minutes of bending the elbows and pushing up, okay? So make sure you have a drink, have a rest, because we're doing quite back-to-back exercises. Probably, you know, some people might be feeling a little tired. But if you're not, then you can keep doing some exercise, okay? Maybe some jogging on the spot if you want to still keep on, keep on being warm, okay? Fantastic. In 5 seconds, we're going to start. So I'm going to keep my dumbbells in hand. I'm going to get in the position and go. So down and then come up. Nice. Nice and upright, bringing the shoulder blades together. Down and back. Great. Down again. Great, fantastic. Perfect, okay. Down again and back. Lovely. In 5 seconds, we're going to change sides. Good. Going to do one more and back. Okay, lovely. Swap sides. So other leg forward. If you can be in one line, that'd be great. If you can't, then don't worry. And up. Lovely. Shoulder blades together. Great. And again. Perfect. Back. Down again. Brilliant. Just going to and stop there. Okay. Now 2 minutes. Sorry, we need that. 2 minutes of bass. Okay. So keeping your elbows tucked in. Bend your elbows. Push up. Back down. And down, okay? So go again. Brilliant. And down. Up. And down. Great. Keep going. You're doing really well. So some of you might not have enough range when you lift up. So don't worry about that. Just keep on doing as much as you can. So some of you might be able to just go up to here. That's still okay. Or if you want to hold there, and then you can just go forward, that's still fine. Do as much as you can. It's more about getting that arm moving and getting that activity done, okay? Great. Bend. Lovely. So one of the other things you can do is now you can start thinking about the weights you've been taking. So if you've been, some of you might not have weights at home, and some of you might be using can of beans or something like that. So if you use like 300 ml of, grams of can of beans, you can now start to use something maybe half a kilo or maybe like a kilo, or because we do these classes quite often now, you might want to think about buying some weights. And if you can do that, that'll be great. So you can buy some sets and keep an eye on how much weight you are taking and how you are progressing with time. So that'll be a good way of you checking on your progress, okay? Please do let us know here by commenting below if you have progressed in weights. I mean, another thing you can do at home is hold 1 kilo of a bag of sugar or something, or flour or something like that if your grip is great. Perfect. So we've got just a second left. Perfect. Okay, so we move to the last circuit, and what first exercise we're going to do is we're going to do 1 minute of lunge in every direction with one leg. So you take a step forward, lunge down, then you take a side step, lunge to the side, and then you take a step back and lunge down. Okay. Do the same with this leg. Lovely. Good. To the side and to the back. Perfect. Okay. So this is what you do for 2 minutes, and after that 2 minutes, we're going to keep a stick on the floor, and ideally, you stand on one side of the stick, you come forward in the middle, come back on the other edge. Okay. So start from the middle, so we come in like a triangle. Okay. Great. So I'm going to show you that later. So step forward, 1. So I'm just going to move my right leg, 2, and then step back, 3. Great. Let's keep doing that for a minute, and then we're going to swap sides after a minute. Okay? Great. Now, if you think you're doing really well with this exercise, you don't need to hold anything. Your grip is also fine. You can hold some weights in your hand. Great. And do this, okay? Because holding weights will just give you extra resistance when you try and come up, okay? Brilliant. If you have got some range in your arms, you can think about lifting your hands up as well. So this way. So you lift your hands up. Great. Lift your hands up. And then lift your hands up, okay? So this is another variation you can do. Now we're going to swap sides. So I'm just going to do other leg. If you can't hold anything, don't worry about it. Just do as you are doing, as you feel safe. Great. Perfect, and back. And as I said, when you step forward, you lift your arms up, hands to the side, and arms up again. Okay? Great. Now, if you can't lift your hands to the side, you can still lift your hands up, because some of you might not have enough range to go out. Great. And come up. Lovely. We've got 18 seconds left, and after that, make sure you keep a stick on the floor, and we're going to do some steppings. Great. Perfect. Okay, lovely. So, stick on the floor, stand on one side, step forward, and step backwards, okay? Forward and back. Now, I know some of you have been doing these exercises for 3 months, and if your balance is good, if you are more confident doing this exercise, you can do it as a little jump, okay? So, how you do that is, you stand here, and then just a little jump forward, and then little jump back, okay? If your balance is not good, don't attempt this. This is only for people who feel they have progressed well and feel confident in doing this, okay? Great. It's again a good way of knowing your progress and seeing what you used to do before and what you can do now, okay? Perfect. And if you can do a jump, make sure you do comment below that you can do a jump. Great. Lovely. So I'm just going to do that. Perfect. We've got a little break. We've got a couple of comments here. I haven't seen my physio during the lockdown. Yes, someone has said that. And actually, I think that's why this was created, because people are struggling to see physio, and NHS has already got so much of pressure. So this really is helpful, isn't it? And whatever improvement you made in that period, please do make sure you do mention here. And I'm sure there are lots of other people like yourself who are feeling the same. And if any benefit you had, that'd be really great. The purpose of this whole thing is achieved, basically. Okay, perfect. In a couple of seconds, we're going to start again. So we're going to start with 1 minute of lunges. So forward and sideways, and then we're going to go back. Perfect. We're going to do 30 seconds with this leg, and then we move for the next 30 seconds. Great. Forward, sideways, and back. Lovely. We're going to do once more before we swap. Great. And as I said earlier, you can hold weights, or whatever you feel in your hand, or even a stick if you can't hold a weight, if weight is too high for you. So it's a good way of doing some nice arm and leg movements. Great. So I'm not using any weights, but I will now hold my hands. So this is another way you can do if you don't have enough range in your hand and you feel confident of not holding anything and doing exercise. Great. We've got 2 minutes of stepping. Great. Forward, back. Forward, back. Great. So let's just do some nice stepping. Brilliant. So when you are going on your affected side, you might find that the affected leg is not going out enough. So do that small movement. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do the whole range of the stick. You can even just be doing, stay in between that zone. So it's absolutely fine. Great. So this is the last exercise before we do the cool down. So make sure you make it count, okay? Great. Lovely. Keep going. And if you think your balance is great, again, you can do quick. If you can't jump, you can always do quick as possible. And if you're thinking of jumping this, and you think like you have progressed to that level, make sure you do look at the level 5 class. Maybe you might be progressing and going to the level 5 class now. Great. Perfect. Keep going. So nice and quick if you can. You've got half a minute nearly. Perfect. Great. So keep going. Last 12. Good. And there we go. Fantastic, everyone. Did really well. Let's move to the cool down. So for cool down, we'll do some cool downs. Begin with in sitting, and then we'll do something in standing, okay? So hold both your hands and lift your arms up. Great. So just lift as high as you can. Brilliant. Hold it there for a few seconds and gently bring down. Okay, we're going to lift the hands up again. So lift your hands up. If you can go high, that's great, over your head. Make sure you turn to one side. Great. And then back in the middle. And then lean to the opposite side. Nice stretch to these muscles. If your hand is here, don't worry, you can still do that, but make sure you don't lean forwards, okay? It's more about leaning to the side. And make sure you've got arms of the chair in case if your sitting balance is not great, okay? I assume you're in this level, so your sitting balance is good. Okay, so lift one knee into your chest. So you can always hold with your good hand and hook your affected arm inside. This way. Great. You're going to hold it for a few seconds. And now you lift the other hand and swap. I hope you all have felt like doing a good workout, because I'm sweating here. So I hope you are sweating as well. It's not because of the weather, because of the exercises. Great. And gently let go. Okay, now we're going to slide back a little bit. Shuffle forwards into the chair you're sitting on. So you're sitting on the edge of the chair. Keep your one knee bent and the other knee is straight and my heel is on the floor. And what I'm doing is I'm holding both my hands and just sliding down my hands below my knee, over my shin, aiming to touch my ankle. Good, and just pause there. Make sure some people I've seen in the groups which we do, I've seen some people doing that. Make sure you don't do that. It's not, no jerky movements, okay? Nice and hold that position and make sure you sustain that stretch at least for a few seconds. This is a good way of doing some exercises at home as well. and down. Perfect. Okay, now the other side. Brilliant. And down. Perfect. Hold it. Great. And bring up. Okay. One more stretch in sitting. You're going to bring your leg outside and you stretch that leg, so stretching all your inner thigh muscles as much as you can, and just make sure you, some people have, I've seen they do this, but make sure you don't bring this leg, you keep this leg steady. If you think this is coming out, even if you're trying to keep it steady, if you've got family member at home, ask them to hold it so you can stretch this out. Great. And then let's do the same stretch on the other side, okay? So make sure again this is not coming in, this is staying nice and straight, and just stretching that side. And if this is your affected side, you can push it with that side. And make sure you still keep looking forward. Great. And then bring it back. Okay, we're going to stand up now, and we're going to, so if you've got a small step in front of you, or a block, or even like a chair or a settee, you can try and hold the chair, keep your foot on the chair. If it's too high for you, look for something which is low, like a box or anything which is safe on which you can put your leg. And what you're going to do is now, you're just going to lunge forward into that leg, stretching it, stretching out that side, and stretching out this leg as well. Good. And if you want, you can hold something, or if it's a small stool, or a kid's stool if you've got grandkids, kids, you can use one of their small stools, hold a stick in front, and try this, okay? Perfect. Great. And then bring it back, and let's do the same on the other side. Great. And just lean forwards. Lovely. So don't lift your back heel up. I've seen many people lifting that up. Make sure you can keep it down. So try and still keep some body weight on that leg, and lunge forward, trying to bring this knee over your toes. Perfect. And bring it back. Fantastic, everyone. Lovely. You all have done well. I hope you enjoyed the workout. As usual, please comment below, give us your feedback, let us know how you've been doing, and take care till then. Keep yourself safe, and I won't see you next week because one of my colleagues is covering me. I'm on annual leave after 4 months, so I hope next week is good, and I'll see you back in a fortnight. Till then, goodbye. Take care.